He keeps pushing, and I can tell Jenny is about to lose her cool. It's just a matter of time. Hey my beautiful peeps, if you're new here, my name is Char and welcome to Char TV. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a recap on episode 2 of Happily Ever After. It's called Truth, Bitter Truth. And I will be focusing on the 4 couples that I've decided to choose to discuss this season. So if recaps pertaining to Happily Ever After is something that you're interested in, you might want to hit the red button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my uploads. I'll be starting with Yara and Jovi. Today they're off to the winery, and you know that Jovi's excited to have a glass of wine, especially since Yara went out the night before and he was at home with Mila. Mila will be joining them because they don't have a babysitter anymore, and the reason being is because they got into an argument with Gwen, so they don't talk, which means they have no babysitter because Yara only trusts Gwen to look after Mila. The fight started when Jovi would leave for work for a month and Yara would be at home by herself with Mila. Gwen wouldn't come around to visit, so Yara was stuck by herself. Yara would get really upset and cry and wish that her mother would be with her. And Jovi thought his mom was being bad, that she wasn't spending time while he was gone with Yara and Mila. Of course, he spoke to his mom about this and they got into a huge argument, and as a result, Yara hasn't spoken to Gwen in 6 months.
This whole situation with my mom, I don't really agree with everything from either one of y'all. I think
either one of us, why?
No, like, I mean, I'm in an awkward position because I have to take somebody's side.
I didn't tell you to tell your mom what you feel. I was never one for having
Okay,
drama.
well, I did in the end, and
I
you
was
keep
just
telling me
trying
so
to
many
keep
times.
it in my country, when you have a kids, your mother-in-law, your mother, they just come over to your house.
She's feeling really hurt about all this because she really loves Gwen. They do get along. And she doesn't expect anyone to take responsibility of Mila because she chose to be a mother. But a little help would be great. Jovi isn't feeling good about this at all, so it's important for him to make things right again. Yara is missing her mother a whole lot and she wants to visit her, but she doesn't have a green card. She only has a work permit. So she leaves the country, she might not be able to come back in, and especially with the events that are going on in the Ukraine. They arrive at the winery and start to enjoy the wine tasting.
How nice is this? You're not even breastfeeding anymore. You can drink wine now.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Since I stopped to breastfeed, I need to do something with my boobs because my boobs look like 2 freaking trash bags.
Your boobs?
They look horrible. You don't agree?
I mean, they don't look the same way they did before you had a baby, but I think you look great.
They don't look good.
Yara figures that if she doesn't like her breasts, then she can fix it. And she kept on saying to Jovi, it doesn't look good, you know, she looks bad. And he tells her that she looks great the way she is, even though they're not perfect. He's seen worse out there. Off camera, he did say that he feels good about her body. She looks good and everything. She's very dedicated going to the gym, but in reality, her breasts don't look great, especially after breastfeeding Mila. The inevitable happens. He can see how there is room for improvement.
I go out with my friends and they look all nice and pretty, and me...
Okay, so you want to be like your friends, basically.
No.
Listen, I think there's a lot we need to plan and discuss. I want you to be happy if you want to be happy, but I don't want you to do it just because you want to be like your friends.
I don't want to do it because my friends... Do I look like a person who will do everything because of some friends?
I don't know. You start hanging out with these girls for a few months, now you want to get a boob job. Before you never
I
mentioned
want to
it
get
to me.
it done because that's about my feelings.
That is everything between Yara and Jovi. On to Bilal and Shaeeda. They're at the coffee shop waiting for Shaeeda so that they can have a conversation to hopefully smooth things over. Bilal is worried that the conversation is not going to go down so well between Shaeeda and his ex-wife. It's very important to him that both ladies get along well so that there's not a toxic environment for the children. Shaeeda arrives at the coffee shop and already you could feel the tension. Now, producers did ask her if she plans on apologizing, and she said, apologizing for what? Now, going by her response, You already know how this is gonna go down. She asked Shaeeda how she's doing. Shaeeda said that she was looking forward to meeting her again and hopefully on pleasant terms. And then she proceeded to talk about what happened the last time that Shaeeda visited. Shaeeda said it wasn't so much what Shaeeda has said, it was more her delivery, because she seemed aggressive and full of rage.
Shaeeda.
Shaeeda,
Did I yell at you?
I don't know if you don't see yourself when you're angry, but you was not so peaceful. You didn't like you came with the boxing gloves on.
I'm not about to sit here and stand for that, because that's not what I did.
That is the tone I heard. You see how it's now coming out of you, that aggression?
Bilal stepped in and said that people do and say things and then the other person might take it a different way. Shaeeda said that she was ready to ban Shaeeda from the home because that just shows how upset she was. The conversation is not going so well, but Bilal just wants to remain neutral. Shaeeda reiterates that there's no bad blood between them. She just wants things to be cordial, but she also wants her to acknowledge her actions. Now, the ex-wife said she ain't apologizing for something that she didn't do. And so Shaeeda said, well, why did you come here for? And she said that she came to clear the air, but not to apologize. And Shaeeda said that she's done. I guess she had enough at that point.
Bilal, you better get her, because you know this will get real left.
No, you better
real
get her.
quick.
Okay?
Real quick.
She thinks she's the only one who has
Real
emotions.
quick.
That one very nasty.
Real quick. How things they gonna be up in here?
So what? I don't care.
And don't say so. Don't say so much, because you don't know me.
Listen.
You're putting
You
something
can be
on
a
me
big
that did not
bully.
happen. I'm not trying to be a bully to you. I'm not trying to be a bully to you. But you're not gonna back me into a corner.
Now you know when somebody stands up during an argument, if they're seated, you know it ain't gonna go over so well. It's at this point where Shaeeda took off her mic and she was getting ready to leave. Shaeeda called her a bully. Do you agree with that statement? Let me know down below. I could tell you that she definitely wasn't coming off as warm and friendly. Bilal asked his ex to be quiet for a second because he wanted to say something, but she wasn't having that.
And I'm not gonna do that with her, because she don't know me.
You don't know me either, Shaeeda.
You better get her.
No.
Because I will reach across that table and
Then
bring you
I
out.
don't care. Go ahead. And that's the conduct. You want to conduct yourself as a Muslim woman? What kind of example are you setting for your 16-year-old daughter?
You
That
don't know
is no example, Shaeeda. That is no example.
Bilal is left speechless and has no idea how things are gonna go moving forward. Shaeeda is proud of herself for handling the situation so well. And she was trying to make small talk on the way home, but Bilal was not having that. He didn't have anything to say because he was just so angry that this happened, especially in a public setting. And that is everything between Bilal and Shaeeda. On to Kimberly and Usman. Kimberly will be visiting Usman in 2 days and she'll be meeting his family. He's a little nervous that his family will compare Kimberly to his ex. He's chatting with his elder brother Muhammad and is telling him that Kimberly is visiting and he plans on introducing her to the family. He's worried that his mother won't be happy, so this is why he wants his brother to help him with the talk so that he can get the mother's blessing to get engaged. He tells his brother that once he gets engaged, he will then get a visa so that he can go to the US and get married.
Is she your age? Somehow she's 51. 51? Why? Why can't you come to your state and get a very young lady for you to marry? Because one of the major importance of marriage is to produce children.
Usman explains that just because he marries her, it doesn't mean that he won't be able to have children, because he'll be able to get a second wife when he's ready. His brother was like, most Americans don't really go for that. But Usman explained that Kimberly is okay with it. I don't know if she's gonna be okay with it. Do you? Muhammad doesn't think that it's gonna go over very well with their mother, and he wants to know who will be Usman's first wife. Usman did explain that he doesn't have a second wife lined up just yet. He hopes that having the idea of a second wife will help his family be okay with marrying Kimberly, because he can't get engaged without getting their blessing. So if the answer is no, well then it's gonna be a no, and he doesn't know what will happen to their relationship. Kimberly is on her way to the airport to pick up her son Jamal. He'll be visiting her before she goes to Nigeria. The next day, she plans on telling Jamal and her mother that she's going to propose to Usman. Jamal hasn't been supportive of her relationship for obvious reasons, so she doesn't know how he's going to take the news.
So you know I'm going to Nigeria, right? I'm going to meet Usman's family this time, like his mom. But there's a reason I'm going to meet his mom. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to propose and apply for the K1 visa to bring him here.
What? That's not how it works.
Why can't I do it?
The man is supposed to propose.
But a woman does it. I've seen it.
It's important for Kimberly to get Jamal's approval before she goes to Nigeria. She does understand that Jamal has a ton of concerns, especially after the tell-all. Now, if you remember at the tell-all, Kimberly found out that Usman was communicating with Zara. Her mother just wants to see her happy. But Jamal, on the other hand, isn't keen on the idea. And he doesn't understand that if she's happy with how things are at the moment, then why is she gonna push it even further and get married? Kimberly said that she loves Usman and she wants to show him how much she loves him, the same way he shows her.
I want your support so bad. Unfortunately, I can't bring him here so you can see what a wonderful guy this is. I have to get him here. And in order to do that, we have to be engaged to get him here.
So he needs a visa to get here.
So, I mean,
And
okay.
if y'all get married, he'll have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a light bulb just went off.
So you think he's just with me for that?
I didn't say that out loud.
But you just said a light bulb went off.
Kimberly asked Jamal if he thinks that she's dumb. And he said, well, he doesn't think that it's something that she should be rushing into. Let me answer correctly for you, Jamal. Yes, she is. Kimberly said that she's 51 and she just wants to enjoy her life the way she wants to, without being judged by others. Jamal said that this is bullshit, but she's still going to do what she wants to do because she just wants to be happy. And that is everything between Kimberly and Usman. On to Jenny and Sumit. So remember last episode, Sumit told his family that he got married. So this episode started with a bang. Sumit's mother was hysterical and said that all his life he's put her through hell, and all her life he's just made her cry. She was being a little bit of a drama queen.
इसको कितने साल का रिश्ता है इससे? 10 साल से आप मान गए क्या? उतने में तो माँ बाप तो वैसे बिगड़ जाते हैं।
गलत बात के लिए माँ बाप कभी राजी नहीं होंगे।
हाँ।
आधी उम्र का फर्क
हाँ, बिल्कुल है।
बेटा तू हमारा ही बच्चा है क्या?
हाँ।
नहीं कि तू हमारा बेटा है।
The dramatics didn't stop there. She even said when they pass away that Sumit wouldn't be invited. Well, lady, if you're gone, you ain't gonna know if he's there or not. Meanwhile, poor Jenny's just sitting there. She has no idea what is being said. And that's why I said in my last video, girl, Jenny, you need to learn the language. That way you'll be able to understand what they're saying. She did, however, catch a little bit of what was being said. And that was when Sana was denying the fact that she ever told Jenny that she loved her, which was hurtful to hear. Sana said to Sumit that he's gonna pay for his actions in his next life. And hearing that really hurt Sumit. Being disowned is one of his biggest fears, and he doesn't know how to exist without his mother. He'd be an outcast in India.
अब शक्ल भी मत दिखाना घर पे और ना देखना, बस इतना कह रही हूँ, जा रही हूँ कहने।
तो फिर उसको अपनाओगे या नहीं अपनाओगे कभी भी?
नहीं।
तो जिंदगी में परेशान रहोगे?
हाँ, इससे खुश है ना?
Sumit's mother has washed her hands of him, doesn't want to have anything to do with him, and he's not allowed to step anywhere near their home. She even gives Sumit an ultimatum and says it's either them or Jenny. With that, the father said, it's time to go, and they leave. Now this is exactly why Jenny didn't want to tell them, because she knew that the mother would get upset and Sumit would run along and chase after her. And then she'd just be left sitting there wondering what's happening. Sumit re-enters the home and wants to talk about things, but Jenny just wants to leave things alone. He keeps pushing, and I can tell Jenny is about to lose her cool. It's just a matter of time.
This is really
bad. Okay, this is bad. So what the you want to do? It's good, it's bad. Good.
Why are you yelling at me?
I said I know you're going to go with your parents and I'm going to be left by myself. You guys talk Hindi and you don't tell me what's being said. You think I don't need to be comforted? You think
did you say anything?
You think I'm okay?
Jenny was popping off and saying, why is it okay for her to just say nothing or do nothing and just sit there and take the abuse? Sumit told her that she was overreacting. She just stormed right off. Now, to be fair, Jenny does put up with a lot of crap, but at the same time, why does she? And he needs to grow a pair. How do you feel about this all? Heading to the room, Sumit said what? He has to go and pamper her now because she's mad. Whenever she gets mad, he has to go and pamper her. She told him to go away. Jenny is about to get a little rough with Sumit, so if you're sensitive to things of that nature, you might just want to skip past this clip.
Do I need to pamper?
What are you gonna do?
What?
Away from me. Get away from me.
Forever. From me?
Forever. Understand? You think I'm
What
not
do I
hurting?
think?
Do you think I'm not hurting?
What?
Do you think I'm not hurting?
So
do you
I need to be behaved? Do you need to behave like this right now?
Sumit is just looking for some support from Jenny, especially now he's being disowned. They go back to the living room and try and smooth things over. Jenny expresses that she doesn't know what's being said when he's talking with his family, and that she can't say anything out of fear that she's just gonna make things worse. Sumit said that he doesn't feel supported by Jenny. She just yells at him. She doesn't take care of him and doesn't care how he feels.
You know, this is hard on me too. Listen.
It's just hard. It's not just only hard on you. It's not just only hard on you. Don't cry.
Your parents just hate me and I'm upset too. This isn't easy for me either.
It's not easy for you either, but try to understand what our situation I was in. Instead of coming and start yelling at me.
And that is everything between Jenny and Sumit. That concludes my recap, my beautiful peeps. I hope that you enjoyed it. Quickly onto my final thoughts with Yara and Jovi. I don't really have too much to say about them, to be quite honest, because most of the segment was talking about her breasts and that they're not talking to Gwen. But girl, do whatever makes you happy as long as it doesn't spiral like some of the cast members when they get so many things done and they're still not happy with themselves. For Bilal and Shaeeda, well, that didn't go as planned, which I expected. I feel like the ex has some kind of a chip on her shoulder. But Shaeeda, you can't make somebody apologize if they don't want to. I mean, that's on her if she doesn't want to. How do y'all feel about Bilal remaining neutral? For Kimberly and Usman, I can see why Jamal is concerned. I hope she knows what she's doing. Jenny and Sumit, wow, was that ever explosive. Sumit should have translated for Jenny though, so that she knew what was being said instead of just sitting there like, what's going on? Because it must have been hella awkward just sitting there. It really is a tough situation though for Sumit to be in, but he is a grown man and should be with the person that makes him happy. And as for his mother, she should want to see her son happy, even though she doesn't agree with the age gap. That's all that I have to say about the show. Let me know if you enjoyed this episode. Pop your comments down below. I definitely like to see them. If you enjoyed my recap, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, my beautiful peeps, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!